So we are having this conference for one particular reason. It is to spark up the business person in you, or the managing person in you, or the creative person in you. Every one of you here has something that the world can pay for. Every one of you here has something inside your head that people will pay millions of dollars to get. And if we are in a school like this is the only time. Most of us are undergraduates, some of us are masters, and some of us are PhD students. For the PhD student, it's not too late. For the master student, it's also not too late. But for the undergraduate student rather, it's very, very the right time for you to start something. So one of the reasons for this conference is to motivate you, ignite your passion towards what you want to start or what you think you might have. I want to ask you a question, everybody here, and I'll at least choose about 3-4 people to answer this question. If today you were to go into an interview room, but before I start, how many of us want to own our businesses? You want to own your business, for real? No, I'm not asking you wishing. You really plan to own your business. Okay, we have few people, we have few hands, business make it interactive. I've seen more hands. It's like people are deciding on the way, should I or should I not? Okay, how many of you want to work for companies? I mean, not own your business, but you want to work for companies. That's great. That's great. How many of you do not want to do any of this at all? Anybody here has a trust fund? Maybe your parents put up a trust fund for you, and then you don't need to work any day of your life. If you're here, no, it's not a problem. Just raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, no one. So, listen, it's nice that you want to work with somebody, because not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone. And it's also nice that you want to own your business, because not everyone is going to work with someone. But on these two axes, there are things that you need to do. Because if you do not take them seriously, you might just end up working for yourself. By working for yourself, I mean you're a couch potato. You sit on your couch, you watch movies, you get a popcorn, and then you keep calling your friends, hey dude, you want to drink tonight? And then you drink every night. Yeah, you keep working for yourself until you get close to the time when it's up. But anyways, now that we've talked about this, there are two classes of people here. Those who want to start a business and those who want to work for people. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, and then you think about it in the next 2 minutes. For those of you who want to work with someone, and you're in front of an interview board to get a job, and they ask you this question, it's usually just one question. Why do you think we should employ you? There's so many people who have done what you did. You went to EMU, so what? You got a 4.0, so what? You have high honor certificate, so what? I took it for 4 years. Hey, congratulations. But our question to you now is, why do you think we should employ you? Now that's for those of you who want to work with someone. Please keep thinking about this question. And then the second class of people, we have those who want to own a business. You're face to face. Research has it that most people who are going to invest in you or are going to fall in love with your business usually spend little time with you. Most times they give you only 10 minutes or 5 minutes to pitch yourself. And then this man asks you a big question. Why do you think I should invest in your business? There are 1 million people out there having the same idea that you have. So why do you think I should invest in your business? Now I'm giving you a few seconds to think about this. Just a few seconds. And I'm going to point. I know people who said they want to work with someone. Either I point at someone or you raise your hand. You give me an answer. Why do you think so? Let's make it interactive. You said you want to own your business. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, every one of you who made a contribution or answered the question. It's good that you have motivation. It's good that you have your idea. It's good that your idea is passionate to you. It's good that you have knowledge, that you want to contribute to a company. But there's something that I want to say now. If you do not deliver value that people can pay for, nobody's going to buy you. Do you understand me? If you have nothing of value to give, nobody's going to buy you. You want time, you want flexibility, you like cosmetics, but the first thing is, the people whom you're planning to serve, they must be willing to pay for what you're offering. In business, actually, an innovation is not yet an innovation until somebody pays for your idea. Your idea is in your head, it's great, but does it deliver value? That's the question you should ask. That's why in marketing, they say something. First, you look at the customer, you look at what he needs or what he wants, and then you work to satisfy what he wants. And when you satisfy him, you get your profit. We have so many of you here who have ideas. You have groundbreaking ideas. You want to rule the world with your ideas. But the truth is, if Mark stayed there and then he just thought about his idea, oh, it's great. But one thing that I realized that he did was, that was a test run. He ran it in the dormitory where he was. And then people began to love the idea. When people began to love the value, it kept growing. And they extended it. And now it's all around the world. Can I say something to you? As an entrepreneur, your drive into business should not first be profit. If your drive is profit, then you might run down on the way. Your drive should be to create and deliver value. Profit will come in the end. Long after Twitter was founded, they had no plan for making profit. Their plan was just to deliver value. Now they're just thinking about making profit. If your drive, because as an entrepreneur, I bet you this, you will never make profit in the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If you're a true entrepreneur. If you're thinking about making money from that business, your business will run down. I started a business a long time ago, and I was feeding from that business. Everything I got from the cafe was for me. So when I pay my staff, I just use the money for me. And then I realized, at the end of each quarter, there was no money left. There was no reserve. I'd spent everything that I made from the business, I ate it. That's why most times entrepreneurs, when they go into it, it's like a sacrifice. But anyways, that's why I'm grateful that every one of you made it here today, because you're going to have different dimensions of thinking. And by the time you leave here today, I expect you to be motivated. I expect you to have direction. Please make sure that you learn from each of our speakers that come to this conference. Pick something. Make sure you drive yourself. Because coming to EMU and spending 4 years could be a waste of time if you do not set a path for yourself. Many of you do not even know where you're going after you're undergraduate. That's a very bad thing. Because you cannot be like one who says, whatever the wind brings, that's what I'll take. No, that's not for you. The future belongs to those people who take action now. And when you're taking action now, your action has to be in line with the value that you're ready to deliver. I went into a company for an interview. That was in Nigeria with a bank. And I got there. They were interviewing me for a lower position though. I thought it was going to be higher. But then I got there and then the man says, "Why do you think we should employ you?" Because I'd been in marketing for a while, I knew this was an opportunity to sell myself. Anytime they ask you, why do you think we should employ you, That is your opportunity to sell yourself. Listen, if you don't buy you, nobody's going to buy you. Do you understand what I mean? That's why most times when you stand and you look at the mirror, convince yourself you are a solution to the world. You have to stand there and look at yourself and say, this is what I have. Every one of you have a strength. You have strengths. There is no dullard. Yes, some of you might have 1.98 CGPA. This is what I've realized. The ones with low CGPAs get out of school and they make it real big. Why? Because they realize that they couldn't even make it in the CGPA. Then they capitalize on what strength they have. I think sometimes when you fail, it pushes you to discover yourself. I'm not saying you should fail. I passed, I had a very good grade, but sometimes when you fail, it pushes you to say, dude, I'm not going to get a job with this certificate. So what can I do? That gets you thinking. You don't know what's outside the box until you get out of the box. So don't limit yourself. It's time for you to drive yourself. And that's why we're here this morning, and we'll be here till around 1:30, I think. Yeah, maximum will be done by 1:30. I want to appreciate every one of you. Please give yourself a round of applause.